creepy. Hopefully it doesn't leak. Okay, it is 6:30-ish. We're doing so-so. The sky is talking to us. We have got some thunder clapping. Fingers crossed, and knock on 100 boards of wood that it does not open up on us, that it just blows over and just moves along somewhere else. So I brought some crochet with me this time, this Granny Square book. Let me tell you, confusing. I have frogged the little square I'm trying to make 4 times because I am having to convert from UK terms to US terms, and I am not used to having to do that, so I have to stop and think. And then I was doing the clusters completely wrong, so I had to take it all the way back down to the very beginning. But I am on round 5 out of round 7, and it does not look like it's gonna line up. It's not gonna take me all the way over to the corner. There's still more frogging, but yeah, I am trying to make this turtle, and it's not working out too good for me. This is where I'm at, and I'm gonna have to frog out this part and try and figure out what the heck is going on. But I'm starving. John's going over to get us pizza. It was extremely hot setting up. With it looking like it's gonna rain, it is a little bit cooler, but no rain. We want no rain. We have the side panels partially up. Pulled up in the center there. So it'll be hopefully a little quicker to drop than the last time we were here when it rained. I'm just hoping it doesn't rain. But sloth guy came by and got his sloth, and the music's getting ready to start, so I have to go. You guys, dinner is served, but they didn't give us no napkins or anything, so John is running for some napkins. Well, it started to sprinkle, and we moved everything, kind of. Got the walls dropped. I'm hoping that it stays just a sprinkle. I hope. So it's not real dark yet, but this is how the lights are. And what I ended up doing is, if you can see it right here, I made an elastic strap, and I loop it around one bar, around the light, and then stretch it across around another bar and around the light, and then temporarily these are on with magnets. The ones that came with it, we'll have to come up with a different way for those. I can't wait for it to get dark so I can see how it really looks. But it looks, from a distance, it looks pretty cool. So it is 8:30, and most everybody is packing it in because there's no people. So, not that there's much missing, but here's the after. The lights, if nothing else, look really good. But yeah, I think we're gonna pack it up no sense in hanging around if there's no customers. Well, hey everyone, it is Saturday, the day after market. Oh, don't mind me, I'm looking a little rough today. I have done nothing. It's like currently after 9 o'clock at night, and I have literally done nothing today. I took a long nap. I thought about doing some stuff, but I did nothing. Well, that's kind of a little lie. I did finish that granny square I was working on at the market. And I have decided those are a big no. That book is written in UK terms, which is fine if that's what you're used to. I am not used to it. I felt like it was lacking in instruction, especially when I had to frog it out like 3 times and start over. But my idea with that granny square was to make little pouches. Like this is supposed to be a turtle. It's a decent sized pouch. I have not lined it yet. This will be a one and only. I still have some ends to work in. But I had a heck of a time making this square. I really, truly did. It was, I could probably do it easier a second time around, but it was not fun because I just was not comprehending the instructions in the book. But anyways, so as you saw from some of the video clip, which I did not get much of, it was a pretty pathetic market. It started off okay for that market, which is usually slow the first 2 hours, and the bulk of your sales come from the last 2 hours. Well, this time, because of the rain, which was not heavy, it was not like it was last time where things got wet. It was just a sprinkle, but the sky was super cloudy. It was black with the clouds, and it was making lots of noise and putting on a like very kind of scary light show for us with the lightning. Now, I've seen it worse where it's like lightning, boom, thunder, like no time to even breathe in between. This wasn't like that. I mean, it wasn't like real scary like that. I'm a mess. But there were no people there. It's like once that started, the people left. We started packing up at 8:30. It's supposed to go till 9 o'clock. Usually we hang around an extra 10 or 15 minutes before we start to break down because they always seem to come over right when you're breaking down. And I was just like, forget it. Let's just be done and go home. It was so hot. Now, Florida, like a huge part of the country, we're under that extreme heat advisory. I was soaking wet. I mean, my shorts looked like I wet myself because I was sweating so badly. There wasn't a dry spot on my body. It was just like, you could see it just rolling down. Ugh, it was gross. I was happy to be out of there. The AC in the car felt great, even better once I got home. Even more better, if that's a term, after I was able to get into the shower and enjoyed a nice bowl of ice cream. And then I watched a little TV and fell asleep watching TV. And then I just didn't want to do a darn thing today. I didn't want to do anything. Anyhow, what did we sell? Well, we sold a whopping 12 items, and the one good news that came out of our sales is Sloth Guy came back and he got the sloth. my lights, I thought, looked fantastic. And what I ended up doing is I have this spool of elastic, is I cut a strip, sewed it together on the ends, made it like a big rubber band, and I just looped it through the wire rack and then down around on either end of the light, held it perfect. Very easy to do, except that I, of course, stabbed myself in my fingers a few times with the sewing needle. Tried doing it on the machine, but it was so thin, it was like hard to get it to grab anything, so I just ended up sewing it by hand. But those looked so nice. I was very pleased with how my lights looked. And I'm looking forward to when it gets dark earlier so that they'll really show up. So, what did we sell? Well, like I said, we sold 12 items, and you already know one of those was the sloth. The very first item of the day that we sold was a baby penguin, and we weren't even set up yet. So that's always a good sign when that happens, but in last night's case, didn't mean anything, just meant we sold a baby penguin. But let's go through my super long list of 12 items, and there were no repeat items, so there is not a bestseller for this market. Oh my goodness. This is another, well, at least it's yarn money type of market. We sold one Mabel chicken with wings. And the mom was saying to the little girl, like, are you sure that that's what you want? And that is what she wanted. We sold the baby penguin. We sold one making bacon. I haven't taken any of my pigs, and I've had them made. I haven't taken any to market in a while. So last time when I was swapping some things around just to give it a fresh look, I put a making bacon in there, and it sold this time. We sold one of the Beck made Studio Pokemon, the little mini ones. We sold one mini Scrump. And don't you know, all that stressing and worrying I did about being Shark Week and wanting to have extra sharks, I sold one shark, a pink one, and it was a regular shark, not a hammerhead. And that went to the same person with the man that bought the sloth. And that was next on the list. Sloth on the branch. That sold. We sold one swing with the yellow chick / duck, whichever it is that you see. We sold one of those. And we sold to this little boy one of the small mini birds that I think I have 3 left now that I'm just trying to sell out of because I won't be making those particular birds out of that thin yarn, the Parfait Chunky yarn. I'm doing them out of Brights so that they're a little bigger. So I only have 3 left. I think it's 2 pigeons and I can't remember what the other one is. We sold the Spider-Man on a swing. I had that one in as miscellaneous because I won't be making that one again. We sold a little mini loaf cat on a keychain. And the last that I had of the little heart keychains, and this one was the dragon fruit. So we had 1, 2, 3. Wow, it's sad. That's sad. So for the 12 items, we sold $139. And it's almost all credit card. Of the 139, 119 was on card and 20 was in cash. So I had processing fees of $3.84. And my market setup was 58, I think, after you pay the tax. But it's $55 and then it's like 58 and then you pay for the tax. So there's not a whole lot to speak of left over. About $80, roughly. Like I said, yarn money. But I have to say, I'm not sure this is worth it. Suffering through this heat and sweating my butt off, looking like I wet myself, being miserable for 6 hours, is it worth it to hold my spot? I'm not sure. Like, after yesterday, I am not sure. It was very hot. And then, of course, you know, it's not even August yet. So we still have August that's super hot and September that is super hot. I must be insane, I swear. I must be. I really don't know, because that really gave me something to think about last night. I mean, I will stick to my commitments and do it, but it might be something I would reconsider next year. If I survive this summer. So, I don't even feel like I need to make stuff this week because I didn't sell nothing. I mean, there was a couple of things because of the way I did the last couple of weeks with the luck of the draw. There are a couple of smaller things, like I'm down to one mini scrump, you know, like I'd like to make a couple of those. But I have plenty of stuff left. Kind of a bummer. Yeah, but I am looking forward to this coming Friday. Fingers crossed it doesn't rain and this heat wave is like over and it's just like normal hot weather. Because I get to go to that really good market if we don't get rained out and rescheduled. But, yeah, it was not a fun day. I'd like to say it was a fun day, but it wasn't a fun day. I mean, parts of it were fun because, you know, we did get to joke around and stuff and hang out. John and I got to hang out together, but it was just miserably hot. And he was paying attention. When we were setting up, I had my back turned doing the, getting the little racks, the white wired racks, all set up and loaded up with product. And this little kid came in eating like this chocolate wafer looking like a Nutty Buddy type cookie thing. And John says, "Don't you touch anything with those chocolate fingers." And I was like, good catch, because my back was turned. I'm working on the other side of the booth. But we had to, well, John did because I was still sleeping this morning, so he did it before I got up. He pulled the tent out of the car, opened it up so it could dry out. He hung my side panels over the fence so that they could dry out. And then when I was taking a nap, he took it all down, closed it back up, put it back in the car. So he did that. I didn't even have to mess with it, which wasn't very nice of me. But he could have waited for me. I would have waited for him. And unfortunately, that is all that I have to report. I wish I was coming here with more exciting news for all of us, for me and for you guys. Like, this was really pathetic. It was pathetic. And I have to say, I have had one market that was worse, which if it wasn't for a subscriber, it would have been zero sales. It was prearranged for a subscriber to meet me, and her mom, they bought the stuff that I specifically brought for them. And other than that, there wasn't a single customer in the place. The only people there were the vendors, and the only vendor making any money was the one food person that was there, because all the vendors were hungry. And I think, I mean, if I think back to the hotel, I had some slow ones there, but I don't think it was as slow as last night. Not sure. But anyways, that was it. And we'll see you in the next video.